It was pretty interesting having to call from, and I'll get the phone number in a minute, from Judy's house to try to understand why. Because I had, when I woke up when I was like 3 or 4, and like I hit the ground running, and I was like, I gotta get the hell out of here, like I don't belong here. And then I was taking advisement about what they needed to know, what my surroundings looked like, so this way they knew how to speak to my people at whatever level to try to get whatever I needed put into place. I had that Toy for Tots coin that I put up earlier. Nucci took it. It's on one side, it's a teddy bear, or a bear, Bear, in a uniform with a hat, and it says, "Everyone needs a little Christmas," and then it says "Toys for Tots" on one side of the coin. That was supposed to be a token for Benjamin, or for Benjamino, is what we called him. So this way he would be born on the correct genetic plan and not the Romer Teofrio American problem. On the opposite side of that Toys for Tots was it was the United States Marine, I think it said service, and then underneath that it said Semper Fidelis, which is why I always say on the Fidelis, because that's where I thought that my acumen, my yeah, ACCUMEN, well, I mean, it's really the SS. I don't know how else to put it. I mean, it's the star smart. I mean, if I say to you, Kazakhstan, that's one word in star speak that at this point I don't know what they look like. I don't know I haven't met enough of them to see if there's a symphony. I don't know if the ones that made it to America but have heritage are different. I just don't know. I can't answer, to be fair. But if I say a Armenian, because now I've met one, actually I met two, really nice, well, one that I get along with incredibly well, and one more reserved, we'll say, from Armenia, or so he claims. I have no access to my besieged files, but whatever. And then, but I know who the true Armenian is in this sense. And then I have let's think about this. And then I said Romanian, which again, I sat very nicely. I met a man who, again, can't check the besieged files, but he feels like he would be a carrier of a plum flag in pride, in spirit, in knowing that they would make sure that he was taken care of in his genetic visage that matches the area for what I'm speaking with his brethren over in that neck of the wood in Europe, or Eastern Europe. So if I said that the Armenian and the Romanian, I have one example of each, we're going to sit at a public library, and they were going, because it's a even keel, it's not tilted one way or the other on the ship. So if I'm going to bring you moussaka, and if I'm going to bring baklava, right? I do not know where baklava began. It's one of the two, and I'm not starting an argument. It's like, who puts raisins in their meatballs, who puts sugar in their tomato sauce, and where did it all begin? Not worth arguing. That's what you humans do. For me, on the other hand, I go, okay, well, now I have an Armenian, I have a Romanian. Now, I know, because I met another outside source called, from a place out in Long Island called Shirley, SHIRLEY. They invited me in to list their house at this absurd number, which I said I will list it at that, and we will try. I said, but I want to make sure that you're not going to get angry at me if it doesn't sell, because I cannot justify those really high numbers in the current state of the market for your area. Some people agree, and then they change their minds. I just want to make sure that we we part as friends if I'm unable to sell the house, but I will do my best and try, and I will keep you in the loop or abreast of the situation. Excuse me. They were very kind. Apparently, they were a form of Greek Orthodox. They may have told me more, but again, my mind is a little not. If I say the word Greece, then people think money, but it's not. It's more like when you have a gear or a cog and in a machinist shop, and you have to put they call it flux. You have to put the flux inside in order to. I mean, they also say lube, but then that gets to be a lude for right. So I say it's just flux, because then you give me reflux and oh god. All right. So anyway, the couple was very, very kind. She made fresh moussaka, which I had never had, but I think it had beef in it, which I don't eat beef, but I didn't want to be disrespectful either. I know, like, it's just, I'm always stuck between a rock and a hard place with you humans. So they were so kind in sharing with me, not only for making such a meal, but also with sharing with me their heritage, which I was very, very interested in. I could have spent a lot of time there. And they and I had a spoonful, and then she asked if I would bring some home for the children, which I thought again was really nice. And again, I didn't really feed my children meat because I stayed on my diet, which is mostly fish and vegetables. But again, I also wasn't denying them the American custom of beef and, well, cow and whatever. We don't really, bacon they like, but to say pork chops, like, unless grandma's making it and then we're all like, it's almost like tripe for us. It's kind of like, oh god, it's not our favorite. So let's think about this. But the moussaka, even with the beef in it, only because it flavored with one spoonful, it was actually really delicious. And I thanked her for that. So my point is that going back to the Armenian and the Romanian, if they could decide and settle on where baklava came from, and then I know that a Greek person made moussaka for me once, and that's a custom because they said so, and I don't have access to a besieged file at the moment, then maybe the two men at the library that I know what their genetic visage looks like in white men from two different European countries look like, and if they could teach me about what they know about each of the dishes, so this way I was a little bit more aware and educated as to why it might upset their women who really take pride in the ingredients that they use and so on and so forth, because women tend to get really angry faster than the men when you just want to be a spiritual professional and ask really benign questions for a purpose, with a much larger scale project going on that you don't necessarily want to share with anybody, because again, you don't know who knows what and who talks to who in the counting of words in a gigantic mess machine at the moment. Let's think about this. Okay, so there's that. So then it was like, okay, so now I spoke to some 12-year-old who was part of a family, and he had more education, because I had the Italians who, again, they were she wasn't women's lib. She was the other kind of like, oh, they're going to get me in big trouble because, oh God, it's not good over here. It's like anarchists and the women are leading the charge. And I'm on the same page with the men who go like, no, we're not taking their rights away. They just don't want to listen to us. And we don't know how to get them to listen. That's something we've been working on for centuries. Yeah, I know. Right, I just got here, but I was watching over that unfolding, and it is not turning out well. I see your pain there. So then we had to discuss why is it when they cross the water from Europe over to the Americas, and you pick up the walkie-talkie and go, okay, American, tell me what you see. I'm waiting. Right. Well, I don't know. See, second walkie-talkie? Look, there's my American walkie-talkie. Well, I don't know. It looks like the Irish that I was born to, they have no education, no church. They don't even know what Celtic is. They don't have songs. They don't have dance. They don't have family meetings. They don't even know if they held a family meeting. They were asking me to find out from the ancestors and ancients at the library what they should be looking for because they are so lost in nothingness over in this new America that they don't even know the words attached to their genetic appearance in maybe a century or two before. And then the European says, and what about the mother? Didn't she grow up there? Did she not have? I mean, she was in the Celtic territory. She didn't learn. Here's the thing. She learned, but she forgot when she got to America and had 10 children and no way to feed them. So then it became like we were doing almost comedy hour, but trying to take the down so this way everybody was just actually getting to the point of what needed to be done from their point at ministry. Like, I don't really need to have the Romans and Armenians fighting over whether raisins and walnuts are better, or if someone has a walnut allergy to leave them out, if it's going to taste chemistry the same, and if we need a whole nother kitchen to bake a whole nother, I mean, that is wasteful. Women speak. I really have really serious things to do over here. Like, here's the thing. I have Debbie Gibson dancing fully clothed with Electric Youth with a He-Man and a She-Ra in front of a Skeletor's gray castle, right? They had Gray Skull, right? Greyskul, right? Castle, falling apart, right? She was dancing in a hidden tribe, like that song Samuel on Earth, right? In hedon whatever, but with clothes on hedonism, not the crazy one that they got going on in whatever you hippie dippies did in ruining the world. So let's think about this. So then it was, right, okay, so I got one white girl to sing my debut song of Electric Youth for the SS main power sorceress in order to get myself some kind of coin to get out of this one situation and have my, like, legitimately, that's how you said you did it over in ministry. So Debbie Gibson did that. She was fully clothed, not like the whores, what you wanted to call her, not the Madonna, the holy Madonna, who is fully clothed in a correct Serbian area, like whatever babushka thingamajig that's called, in fully, like, up to the neck and around the head to be respectful and not to show too much of yourself, right? Not that holy Madonna. No, we in America just, okay, what the Madonna I see over here, she took all of her clothes off, but I hear she's from a territory called India. Elsewhere, they have an orange, white, and green flag, like Ireland, but a little bit different in their persona. And she dyed her hair blonde to try to fit in with the Americans and, like, throw things off for the women. Women's liberating, fucking up the whole goddamn earth, and they have no idea how quickly. And then she wore lingerie and danced around the stage. But you had no idea by the name Madonna, we were falsely led and we couldn't tell on the radio when we were admiring her verse and her words. We thought it was the holy Madonna in our whatever gear of women that like to stay respectful somewhere, but still give other women the option of not having to wear so many clothing. But please don't dance around in lingerie and ruin the entire look for us all at women, whatever. Was that clear? I thought so. At 4, I thought I got it. Like, I hit home with that one.